Here's a riddle. What's an important personal document that's difficult to write, but everybody needs one? You got it, a resume. Writing a resume can be a daunting task that requires motivation to sit down and get it going. It's one of those things that many people struggle with, regardless of language or culture. Hey there, it's Lindsay, and welcome to an informative episode of Bite Size English, your daily bite of English. Today I'm going to talk about grammar tips for writing a resume in English. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this topic. Come on! If you're thinking about a new career, a resume is probably on your mind, and it's stressful. You want to get that interview and hopefully the job. But wow, writing in your own language is difficult. Never mind English. But have no fear, we're here to help. First tip, avoid using pronouns, especially I. Why? Because they know it's about you. Your name is at the top. Avoiding these pronouns helps with an easy read. Keeps it simple. Compare these two sentences. The second is a little shorter and has strength. Tip 2. Use first person only. Managers will cringe if your resume is written in the third person. And it's even worse if you switch points of view throughout the document. Look at the two examples. Which one is the third person? Yep, the second one. And it's incorrect. Tip 3. Begin with action verbs. Your accomplishments, tasks, achievements, and projects need to be described by using an action verb and the beginning of the sentence. Here are some examples of common action verbs on a resume. Implemented, managed, developed, prepare, led, organize, coordinated. Pause the video and look at those action verbs again. What do you notice? They're in different tenses, and this leads us to tip number 4. Watch your tenses. This is a common error that can hurt your chances of getting that job. As a general rule, for past responsibilities and accomplishments, use the past tense. If you're still actively in the role, use the present tense. Check out my examples. Notice the action verbs that begin the sentence and make note of their tense. Resumes are summarized, direct, and to the point. Experts say that a resume should only be 1 page, so keep your sentences short. Tip number 5, avoid using the passive voice. Active sentences are shorter and direct. This makes it easier to read. Have a look. There are 2 negatives with using the passive voice on a resume. First, the passive sentence is longer, having more words. Secondly, when using the passive, the sentence no longer begins with an action verb. And remember tip 3, begin with an action verb. Whoa, that was a lot of important info in one episode. Resumes are such important documents that require work, effort, and skill. With these tips, you're well on your way to creating an English resume. But we aren't done with this. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss part 2 of resume tips. Do you want to remember these tips easily? Head over to Instagram and Facebook and save our post that summarizes them. Refer back to it when needed. Like and comment below with any other resume questions you have. Now get to work and edit that resume. See you soon on BSE. How's your resume going? I know, it's a challenging task, but I hope you got started. Maybe you're ready for the editing stage, the refinement of the document. Good news! BSC has more tips. Hi, I'm Lindsay, and this is Bite Size English, your daily bite of English. Welcome to part 2 of grammar tips for your English resume. If you haven't watched part 1, don't worry. When you're done this episode, click back and watch the first 5 tips in episode 66. You're going to want to learn those too. Like, subscribe, and comment with any questions you have. Let's finish this resume. Pause the video here and look at the quick review of the first 5 tips. Remember, if you need more info, you can always watch part 1 again. Tip 6. Use capital letters appropriately. The first word in a sentence should be capitalized, like this. Notice the E in Excel is a capital. You also want to make sure that names of institutions, companies, projects, titles, and your references have capitalized first letters as well, as they are proper nouns. Tip 7. Represent numbers numerically. That means actually use the number. It catches the eye. You don't want to write out the number using letters. Look at the difference. The sentences using the letters instead of numbers don't look as good. So be sure to use the number whenever used throughout the resume for time periods, dates, and percentages. Number 8, punctuate all sentences. At the end of each sentence, there should be a stop. And what does this mean? You got it. Finish the sentence with a period. When listing your achievements using bullet points, end the sentence with a period. Tip 9. There is no need for articles on your resume. So don't use a, an, or the. Why? Because they aren't necessary and they take up space. A resume is a summary and should try to be kept to a single page. By removing small, unnecessary words, you leave more space for action verbs that are direct and eye-catching. Hiring managers read through hundreds of resumes quickly. Removing little words makes for an easy, focused read. The final and arguably the most important tip is, drumroll please, triple check for spelling and grammar errors. A great resume can be doomed by just a single spelling mistake. Because it's such an important document, spelling and grammar errors are red flags for hiring managers. The thinking is, if you can't take time to correct basic mistakes, you might not be a quality employee. Or even possibly your English proficiency isn't strong enough. So proofread, and proofread again. Have friends and family look it over too. Run a spell check or use a program like Grammarly for help. That completes our episodes on grammar for resumes. Like and share this video with friends and family who would benefit from these tips. Have a resume question? No problem. Ask us below in the comments. Check out our social media platforms for more tips on English grammar and other content too. Now get to work and edit that resume. Have a great weekend. See you next time on Bite Size English.